Before we begin our third match for the championship of 1A, we'd like to honor our third and fourth place finalists. In third place, we have Lisa North, and in fourth place, Alpina. Now we're ready to introduce the teams for our 1A Conference Championship match between Sacred Heart Catholic School and Mount Vernon-Enola. From Sacred Heart, we have Seamus McGee, a senior. Their captain is Andrew Dunlap, a senior, Evan Hamling, a senior, and Cole Bottoms, a sophomore. Their alternates are Nick Holzman, a junior, Chloe Andrews, a junior, Sharon Duvall, a sophomore, Adam Cambiano, a junior, and Avery Croswell, a sophomore. Their coach is Patty Bottoms, and their assistant coach is Rachel Kordsmeyer. Let's hear it for Sacred Heart Catholic. And now to the other team, Mount Vernon-Enola. We have Rebecca Davis, a sophomore. Their captain is Shane Warga, a senior, Alyssa Miller, a sophomore, and Jonas Crawford, a junior. Their alternates are Will Rudy, a senior, Ashton Harper, a sophomore, Elizabeth Jones, a sophomore, and Keith Sanders, a senior. Their coach is Terry Johnson, and their assistant coach is Elisa Harrell. Let's hear it for Mount Vernon-Enola. Best of luck to both teams, and let's go to our quiz master, Steve Patterson. Steve?
Thank you, Evangeline. We've had two exciting state championships already today here in the studio, and this one promises to be another great one. The 1A State Quiz Bowl Championship for 2015. Congratulations to both of your schools for getting here and defeating all those other folks. We're excited that you could be here and that you're playing today. Coaches are in their spots and our teams are in their spots, so I think we're ready to go. And we're going to begin with this toss-up question for both teams. Are we ready? All right. What American lawyer and consumer advocate, author of Unsafe at Any Speed, ran unsuccessfully for U.S. President as the Green Party candidate 4 times? All right, that is Ralph Nader, more back in my time than yours. All right, question number 2. What branch of botany deals with the study of trees and shrubs? Sacred Heart, Evan.
Dendrology.
You're right. All right, question number 3. What German writer, with his extraordinary first novel, The Tin Drum, became the literary spokesman for the German generation that grew up in the Nazi era and survived the war? He just passed away last week. That is Günter Grass. All right, the next question. A Puritan, he led the armies of Parliament against Charles I during the English Civil War. All right, Sacred Heart, Evan.
Oliver Cromwell.
Right. All right, question number 5. What is the numeric value for the tangent of 180 degrees? If necessary, give your answer in simplified square root form. Andrew.
0.
0. Absolutely right. In the mid-1800s, a third kingdom after plants and animals was proposed. What is it called today? Rebecca?
Bacteria?
No. Seamus?
Fungi.
No, protist or protista would be the correct answer. All right. Question 7. What name is given to a passage in a drama in which a character expresses his thoughts or feelings? Shane?
Soliloquy.
You're right. All right, question number 8. With about 8,000 residents, it is the nation's smallest state capital by population. It was first permanently settled in 1781 and is named after a French city. Name this... Seamus?
Cheyenne, Wyoming.
No. Name this New England capital city. Rebecca?
Montpelier?
You're
Vermont.
Right. And pronounced perfectly. Very nice. All right, we'll do a math computation for the next one. We'll put 20 seconds on our timer and ask you to figure this problem out. Bill and Phil each have a bag of bagels. Phil says, if you give me one of your bagels, I will have as many as you. Bill replies, if you give me one of your bagels, I will have twice as many as you. How many bagels does Bill have right now? Shane?
2.
No. Andrew?
1.
No, I have 7. 7. All right. Next question. In which book of the New Testament would you find the quotation? Jesus answered them, I am the way, the truth. Rebecca?
John.
John is right. All right. Question number 11. What French term describes the philosophy that government should interfere as little as possible? Evan?
Laissez-faire.
Yes. All right. Question 12. What is the first name of the title character, a mysterious millionaire of Fitzgerald's? Evan?
Gatsby.
No. Alyssa?
J.
Jay. I was looking for the first name, Evan. Good job, Alyssa. All right. Question 13. What is the mathematical term used to describe a sequence of steps leading to a desired outcome? Shane?
Procedure.
No. Evan?
Process.
I have algorithm. Algorithm. All right. What seer and priest of the god Apollo warned the Trojans against accepting that wooden horse? Alyssa?
The Oracle of Delphi.
No. Evan?
Cassandra.
No, it was Lacan. All right. Question number 15 happens to be science computation. So we're going to put 20 seconds on the clock for this and ask you to solve this science. Balance the following equation and tell me the coefficients that go into the 3 blanks. You must state any ones. Blank P plus blank O2 yields blank P4O10. Shane?
2, 5, and 1.
No. Andrew?
4, 5, and 1.
That's the correct answer. All right. All right. And here's our next toss-up for both teams. Identify the New England poet who wrote these lines. Whose woods these are? Andrew?
Frost.
Frost is correct. All right. Question number 17. The 20th century painting titled Dempsey and Firpo depicts 2 boxers with one being knocked out of the ring. Who painted this artwork found in the Whitney Museum of American Art? Rebecca?
Rockwell.
No. Evan?
Miro.
No, it's considered by many to be the greatest sports painting ever done. It's a fellow named George Bellows. Bellows. All right, we'll do math computation to get back on track. All right, 20 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Calculate the radius of the circle whose equation is x squared plus 10x plus y squared plus 8y equals 8. Answers, please. All right, Shane?
Square root of 8.
No. Answer over here, Sacred Heart. Andrew?
8.5.
No, the answer is 7. 7 units. All right, question 19. What is the general name for the largest class of mollusks that are informally called the stomach-footed mollusks? All right, Evan?
Clams.
No? Not Vernon? Jonas?
Starfish?
No, they're called gastropods. Gastropods. All right. He was the only president to receive a patent, the first to have a full beard, and was president. Rebecca?
Abraham Lincoln.
You're right. All right. Then you answered the last question of round 1. All right. We'll see if we have any challenges. No challenges? All right. So at the end of round 1, our score, and very good game, Sacred Heart 60, Mount Vernon-Enola 50. All right, do we need to make any substitutions, coaches? Yes, we will make substitutions, so we'll take a short break. Welcome back to our 1A state championship for Quiz Bowl 2015. And we brought in for Sacred Heart, Nick is in the game. Nick, good to have you. And for Mount Vernon-Enola, we have Will in the game. So it's good to have you two gentlemen in the game. And let's see if you can make a difference here in this second round for the two teams. All right, our second round is the toss-up with a chance at bonus for your team if you get the toss-up right. So let's go for it. Andrew, captain. Shane, you're the captain? All right, here we go. Here's our first toss-up. What type of memory stays in the computer when it is, Shane?
Random access memory.
No. When it is turned off and cannot be erased or changed. Evan?
Read-only memory.
Read-only memory is the correct answer. And Evan, you've earned your team a bonus called American Novels. All right? Andrew, you can confer with your team and then give me your answer when you're ready. Okay. Identify these American novels published prior to 1950. Clues will include the last name of the author, the year published, and either a plot, character, or a setting clue. All right, here we go. Hawthorne, 1851. A house on Pension Street where the Pension family lived during the mid-1800s in Massachusetts.
Scarlet Letter.
No. Question number 2. Twain, 1884. Injun Joe, Aunt Polly, Becky Thatcher, and Joe Harper in Hannibal, Missouri.
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Yes. Question number 3. Hemingway, 1926. Jake Barnes and Brett Ashley are part of a group of expatriates who travel from Paris to the festival in Pamplona and the running of the bulls in the 1920s.
For Whom the Bell Tolls.
No. And number 4. London, 1906. Gray Beaver, Beauty Smith, and Weedon Scott are a series of owners of the title dog during the 1890s Yukon Gold Rush.
White Fang.
White Fang is the correct answer. Very good. All right, 2 out of the 4 correct. The 2 you missed, Hawthorne's book is The House of the Seven Gables, and the book by Hemingway, The Sun Also Rises. All right. Now, that's 1 bonus down, but 3 still to go, and let's see which team can get it with this toss-up question. This sport, invented in 1965, is a favorite of PE teachers in wintertime. It combines some elements of tennis and badminton with a wiffle-like ball and a hardwood racket. What is this game called? Nick?
Squash.
No. Mount Vernon? No guesses? Your schools must not play this. It's called pickleball. Pickleball. All right, question number 23. What 1823 cornerstone of U.S. foreign policy declared that the Old World and New World had... Rebecca.
The Monroe Doctrine.
Rebecca, you've won Mount Vernon a bonus, and it is called the Bible. All right? All right. Identify the book of the Christian Bible in which you would find each of the following stories. All right. Question 1. Peter heals the crippled beggar.
Acts.
Acts.
Yes. The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's Genesis.
Genesis.
Yes. The birth of Jesus.
Luke.
Luke.
Luke is the correct answer. And how Saul became king of all the people of Israel.
First Kings.
First Kings.
No, that one was 1 Samuel. But you got the other three right for a total of 25 points when we add in the toss-up, so very good. All right, 2 bonuses down, teams, and 2 to go. Let's put our hands on our buzzers and answer this question. What is the name for an organic compound in which the carbon of the carbonyl group is joined to at least one hydrogen and has a general formula of RCHO? Evan?
Amino acid.
No. Mount Vernon? Shane?
Carboxyl.
No, it's an aldehyde. An aldehyde. All right, no harm done there. Here's question number 25. This book, subtitled An Autobiography, is a first-person narrative of the title character. Name this novel, written under the pen name Currer Bell by Charlotte Bronte. Rebecca.
Jane Eyre.
Jane Eyre is right. Very good. All right, might have been a guess, but it's got you a bonus question, Rebecca. All right, and that bonus happens to be in the French Revolution. All right, Shane, here we go. It simply says to identify each of the following related to the French Revolution. The year it began.
1813.
No. The French prison stormed on July 14th.
The Bastille.
The Bastille.
Yes. The lead figure of the Committee of Public Safety.
Pass.
Okay. The period of mass executions from September 1793 to July 1794. Answer, please, Shane.
Pass.
Okay. Well, that was a difficult category. The year it began, 1789. The lead figure of the Committee of Public Safety was Robespierre. And the period of mass executions, the Reign of Terror. All right. But 15 points out of the deal, so good job. And we've got 1 bonus left. Let's see if you get it on this toss-up question. Japanese for empty orchestra. Evan.
Karaoke.
Evan, you're right. And I had a big, long question to go there, but thank you for not making me read it all. All right. Sacred Heart, you have a category called U.S. Land Features. Right? Ready, Andrew? It says simply to identify these well-known things that occur naturally in America. The highest mountain.
Pikes Peak.
No. The lowest point. Answer, please.
Pass.
Okay. The Tennessee mountain range with parkway of the same name.
Pass.
Okay. And the mountain range that includes Pikes Peak.
Appalachian.
No? Well, you got 10 points for the toss-up question, so you're in good shape there. Let me give the answers here. The highest mountain is Mount McKinley in Alaska. The lowest point is Death Valley in California. The Tennessee mountain range is the Blue Ridge Mountains. And the mountain range with Pikes Peak are known as the Rockies. Okay. But the good news here is that you got those points and you've taken us out of round 2. So let's see what any challenges? Challenges over here? Well, with that said, it is a tied game here at the end of 2 rounds with Sacred Heart with 90 and Mount Vernon with 90. And so we'll go to our tie-breaking procedure, which in AGQBA rules states that we will flip a coin to see who gets to pick the first category. And our judges are getting a coin out. We teachers don't have a lot of money, but we have some change. And what will happen, Andrew, because your team answered the last question correctly, you get to call the toss, all right? So feel free. Our head judge is going to flip the coin.
All right. Tails. And it landed over there. That would be tails.
Tails it is, Andrew. So your
and
team
I'll leave
gets
it there.
Your team gets to go first on our lightning round, and you can pick from these categories. In Mount Vernon, you'll be listening as well because you'll get to pick one of the other two. All right, Andrew, here we go. For number one, we have television series. And it states to name the series currently on television, given the names of several recurring characters. Number two is world history. Identify the current country in which the following world events occurred. And the third one is inventors. Name the inventor, creator, or discoverer of each of the following. Teams, you have 1 minute to make your decisions.
Bill, it is action-packed here today.
Well, yes, we've got a tied game, and did you see what we had to go through? But
Yeah.
let me tell you, I'm not too sure that the team that got the last, they may have thrown those questions.
Really?
Yes, because if you go into the 60-second round, you don't want a 5 or 10 point lead. You're at a disadvantage because they get to choose first. So sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes coaches, and I was one of them, if you can't get a 15-point lead, you throw those things away.
Strategy.
You know, strategy, that's exactly it. Now, it worked for them because what they did, Sacred Heart got the call to coin. I mean, they answered the last. All right, it worked in their favor. It could have not worked in their favor, but had the score been 85-90, I guarantee you they wouldn't have answered any of them correctly. So we don't know if they knew that information or if they were using strategy. We don't know. They may not have. But I suspect they knew some of them, and they just sat there, and what answers they gave were incorrect, too. And I would have coached them that way. I'd have been having hand signals over the side saying, don't get a 5 or 10 point lead here. You know, you're going to put us in behind the driver's seat. We'll be in the back seat for a while. So now they get the first choice.
Awesome.
That's wonderful.
Awesome. It's
wonderful.
a nail biter here in the AETN studio.
It is. It is. This is going to be a good match.
Well, I'll tell you, we have a huge group here for every single match. These families here, they are so important.
Yes, we saw that when we saw the clip from the governor, how proud he was of his son.
Yes.
We see that in the audience, and unfortunately we don't get to show that to the viewers, but without the support they get from home, without the support they get from their teachers, without the support they get from their extended family, these students would not be near as successful. So that is an integral part in their success. And you see it all the time. You see grandmothers here, you see aunts and uncles, you see neighbors showing up along with their moms and dads and brothers and sisters and whoever they can get together. But that gives them a lot of support. I've even seen young men show up because their fiance was playing.
Up there. Well, we're so excited. And I can remember years since we're doing our 30-year celebration. I can remember when they showed up in their prom outfits.
Oh, Benton has been here numerous times. I can name some other schools that their prom was, well, Saturday night. And they would show up in their gowns and compete and then go. Of course, it made us look a lot better.
Well, we always look good. And it's time to go back to the match.
Welcome back. Our two teams have made their choices for their 60-second or what we call the lightning round categories. And so we've got the Sacred Heart has chosen the category of inventors. And then Mount Vernon chose the category of world history. You're leaving that television series alone. I'm glad to know our teams are studying and not watching TV all the time. All right. We welcome our new members in. Will is still here. Jonas is back. And Chloe, we have Chloe and Sharon. Good to have you all in for this 60-second round. All right. We're going to begin first with Sacred Heart since you won the toss and give you the inventors category. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock and see how many of these inventors, creators, or discoverers you can name. Are you ready? All right, here we go. General and special theories of relativity.
Einstein.
Yes. Bifocals.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yes. Air brake.
Pass.
Cotton gin.
Whitney.
Yes. Invented the microscope and discovered capillaries.
Hook.
No. Modern assembly line.
Ford.
Yes. Blue jeans.
Levi.
More specific.
Strauss.
Yes. Dynamite.
Nobel.
Yes. Theory of evolution through natural selection.
Darwin.
Yes. Mechanical reaper.
McCormick.
Yes. And that was your last question in that round. I got judges that they got 8 out of those 10. Very good job, Sacred Heart. But, Shane, that means that you can pick up 2 10-point answers here if you can get these right. These are inventors, creators, or discoverers. And here's the 2 questions. The air brake.
Jake.
No. And the other one is invented the microscope and discovered capillaries.
Gray.
No, we were on the right track over here, Sacred Heart, but it's Leeuwenhoek. That's his full last name. All right. And the inventor of the air brake, George Westinghouse. All right, but great job. Now, Mount Vernon, it's your chance now with world history to do just as well or even better than Sacred Heart. Are you ready? All right, here we go. It says to identify the current country in which the following world events took place. Battle of Corregidor in World War II.
Pass.
Battle of Balaclava during the Crimean War.
Crimea.
No. The assassination of Archduke Ferdinand.
Austria.
No. The Battle of Austerlitz in 1805.
Germany.
No. The Gallipoli campaign of World War I.
Stall.
Okay. All right. Now they've got 4 to pass over to you, Andrew, and your team. Not the 5th because they stalled on that one, so we don't pass that over. All right. Identify the current country in which these events took place. The first one was the Battle of Corregidor in World War II.
Philippines.
Yes. The Battle of Balaclava during the Crimean War.
Russia.
Yes. More specifically, the Ukraine, but yes. The assassination of Archduke Ferdinand.
Hungary.
No. And finally, the Battle of Austerlitz in 1805.
Austria.
No. The answer to number 3, the Archduke Ferdinand, is in the present-day Bosnia. And the Battle of Austerlitz in 1805 is the current Czech Republic. And the one we stalled on, Gallipoli campaign in World War I, was Turkey. All right. That takes us to the end of round 3, unless we have any challenges. And I don't see any challenges. All right. So at the end of our lightning round, we have Sacred Heart with 190, Mount Vernon-Enola with 90, but we still have 200 points up for grabs in this 4th round. Are we going to make any changes over here? Yes, we will make a couple of changes, so we'll take a short break. Welcome back to our 1A state championship between Sacred Heart and Mount Vernon-Enola. And Sacred Heart had a very good 3rd round, but Mount Vernon, we still have lots of points up here to be had, so good luck to both teams. We're glad to welcome Adam in for Sacred Heart and Ashton and Keith in for Mount Vernon-Enola. Good to have you in. All right, here we go with our first toss-up question of the final round. What element has appalling electronegativity of 4... Chloe.
Fluorine.
You're right. Question number 32. What is defined in writing as a process in which a character heals, though often the process is painful to them? It can be a process for the audience of a work as well. Evan.
Catharsis?
Yes. Comes from the old Greek plays, doesn't it? All right, question 33. Following his victory at the Battle of Hastings in 1066... Evan.
William the Conqueror?
No. William the Conqueror built his first castle near the Thames River in this modern-day city. Name it. Rebecca.
London.
London is correct. You anticipated me a little bit there, Evan. All right, number 34. Equal to the mean of a random variable, this is the average result after a large number of trials. Give the two-word term, Evan.
Standard deviation?
No, used for this statement. Rebecca.
Arithmetic mean.
No, the answer is expected value. Expected value. The next question. Which performing artist took home 4 awards from the November 2013 show of American Music Awards, including Favorite Female Pop and Country? She also got a Lifetime Achievement Award at the AMA Awards. Evan.
Taylor Swift?
Yes. At her young age, already a Lifetime Achievement Award. All right, number 36. This state produces 99% of all the blueberries in the United States, 90% of all toothpicks, and 90% of all the lobsters that we eat. Chloe.
Maine.
Maine is the correct answer. Now we'll go to a 20-second math computation. So get your pencils out, and here we go. A rectangle has a diagonal of length 8 yards and one side of length 5 yards. What is the square yardage in simplest form of the rectangle? All right, Andrew.
35 square yards.
No, that's not correct. Mount Vernon, do you have an answer? The answer is 5 times the square root of 39 square yards. All right, here's another toss-up for both teams. What is the name for a commemorative inscription on a tomb? Rebecca.
Epitaph.
Yes. Set in the 1960s, this period drama is televised on AMC and features the escapades of employees of an advertising firm in New York City. Name this television series. Shane.
Mad Men?
Yes. The solubility of a gas in a liquid is directly proportional to the partial pressure of the gas above the liquid. This is known as what scientific law? Rebecca.
Boyle's Law.
No. Evan.
Henry's Law.
Henry's Law. Very good. All right. Question 41. We have a timeout called, so we'll take a few moments for the timeout. Welcome back from our timeout. Our Sacred Heart School called a timeout, and they made a substitution during that timeout. Avery has come in to join them, so welcome to the game, Avery. Glad to have you. All right, question 41. What novel, written in 1936, remains a classic to this day? Not just as a novel for which Margaret Mitchell... Rebecca?
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind is correct. What is the two-word term used for the colonization of new sites by communities of organisms? All right, that answer is primary succession. Question 43. What is the mathematical name for the interval of the domain of a trigonometry function over which the function... Andrew?
Period.
Yes. Chicago is home to the nation's top 2 tallest buildings that have been completed. The tallest is the Willis Tower, formerly known as the Sears Tower. What is the name of the second tallest building in Chicago? Well, he'd be disappointed you don't know this. It's the Trump Tower in Chicago. All right, question number 45. A quorum is the minimum required members to be present to make any valid decisions. How many Supreme Court justices? Rebecca?
5.
No. are required for a quorum to conduct court proceedings? Andrew?
7.
No, right in the middle. 6 would be the correct answer. And we'll go to a math computation. All right, here it is, and we've got 20 seconds for you to do this. Change the base 16 number 13E into base 10. Answers, please. Anyone? All right, the correct answer is 318. All right, question 47. What English physicist, physically disfigured by smallpox, was the first to coin the term cell to describe the basic unit of life? Shane?
Hook.
Hook is the right answer. All right, what 4 words did George Washington supposedly add to his oath of office when first sworn in as President of the United States? Every president since Chester Arthur has also added these. Rebecca?
So help me God.
Yes. During the summer of 2014, over $50 million was raised for ALS research through ice bucket challenges. What is the common name for Andrew?
Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yes. The first folio, a name given to the first published work containing Shakespeare's plays, came out after his death. How many plays are in the first folio? Rebecca?
16.
No. Evan?
12.
No, it's 36. They've added at least one more to that canon since then. That happened to be the last question of the match, by the way. And let's look and see if we have any challenges. Challenges over here? No? All right, so the official score is Sacred Heart 260, Mount Vernon-Enola 150. Congratulations, Sacred Heart, our 1A state champion for 2015.
All right, that was a great match there, Bill.
It was. Did you notice the tactic that Mount Vernon-Enola used on the 62nd round? They stalled.
They stalled.
Yes. And that is an option. Had they stalled earlier, it might have been a little bit better. But when you get into a body of knowledge that you know you haven't anticipated, you can stall. Another way you can use that is if you're playing a team and you know they're very good in one particular area, you go ahead and take that area.
Okay.
And then you stall on the first one. They don't get a chance at touching it.
Wow.
Yeah,
That was great.
That's a strategy that you can use. You might notice that when we were talking about strategy on Sacred Heart side, it worked for them.
Yeah, when they did the
The 62nd round is what
passes.
made this game turn completely around. That was excellent.
You
And it
just
may
never
not
know.
have been their strategy. I don't know. But it
You
sure
can't wait to
worked out.
find out, though, I'm sure.
Oh, I will sometime.
But you said you would have coached that way, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would have. I would have said, look, let's take it at the flip of a coin. Don't give me a 5 or 10 point lead. And then let them take first choice.
Because a lot of times you think you need to answer, but I mean, I don't think a lot of us knew there was a lot of strategy involved.
Yes,
but
there
was.
is in particular
Okay.
on that. There
All
is.
right.
Sure
Well,
is.
we're going to go back to the set for the awarding of the trophy and the check with Brandon Cooper and Kelly Holt.
Hi, Brandon's not here, but I am. This is congratulations to Mount Vernon-Enola for their second place finish.
Mount Vernon-Enola, you did a great job. Congratulations. Here's a $1,500 check for academic excellence. Good job.
And our championship trophy goes to Sacred Heart for 1A. Congratulations.
Sacred Heart, congratulations. Congratulations to your team and organization. $3,000 for academic excellence. Good job.
Congratulations. And our most valuable player in this division is Evan Hamlin. Congratulations. Put it all together.
Great job, Evan. Great job. Here's a $150 check, MVP.
Thank you.
All right.
We want to thank, that was Janet Buford and Kelly Holt making the presentations. And now for the 1A All-Tournament team members, Carolyn Schry.
We have the MVP here, who was Evan Hamling from Sacred Heart. He had a 9.0 average for every game. We also have Rebecca Davis on that all-tournament team. In addition, for those teams not playing at this level but who played in the state finals, we have Alec Johnson of Mammoth Spring. We also have Alec Rusiger of Norfolk, Jacob Pollock of Calico Rock, Elias Maple of Norfolk, Manny Belladapura of Lisa Academy North, Zane Barr of Acorn, Sam Wurgis of Lisa Academy North, and Olivia Lynch of Alpena. That's our 1A all-tournament team. Congratulations.
In Governor Asa Hutchinson's tribute, he mentioned Woodland Junior High winning a national championship in 2014. Let's take a closer look at the team that went to Chicago to represent Arkansas.
Well, each year for Quiz Bowl, we start off with just an all-school tryout, and so once we had our team set, at our first major tournament that we went to, which was in October, the kids came to us afterwards and had this idea that they wanted to compete at the Junior Nationals, and we kind of first thought it was out of our league kind of a thing. We didn't really know how we'd get funding. We didn't know whether or not we could qualify, all those different things, but it was really a student-led decision that they really wanted to take Quiz Bowl to the next level. And so with that, we started practicing more. We started really digging in with scholastic kinds of things, and just we really had a lot of fun as well. But that was a goal that they set pretty early on in the year that they wanted to attend, and we were beyond excited with our results.
As we started gathering resources, we started talking to our teams. They were very excited about it, which that fuels us on. And we just applied and went. So we went to nationals with just hopes of having a good time, great experience for the kids, and one thing led to another. We ended up in the finals.
So with the Junior Nationals tournament, there's actually 3 different locations that feed into all the stats to make the determining of national championship. But the one that we went to was the final of the 3 tournaments was in Chicago. And so it's a 3-day tournament. There's 2 days of preliminaries, and then there's a final day that is the championship. So in order to qualify for the championship round, you have to win at least 4 of your games in the preliminary rounds. And then from that, the Chicago location, the Washington, D.C. location, and the New Orleans location, they look at the stats, they look at the number of teams that play, they look at all the different competition levels, number of questions answered correctly, and determine based on how well each individual team did of who the overall national champion is.
We had a great run to the tournament. Our first game we ended up winning, and then we ended up winning our second game, our third game. We kind of got a little ahead of ourselves and ended up losing the 5th game, but we bounced back strong with a good win. So we went into the final tournament with, I think, a 2nd seed. And the first team we had to play was the team that beat us early in the tournament. But we played a really strong match. It came down to the last question, the last round. One of our team members got it, and that propelled us into the next round. And then we had to play in the final game against the, was it 2-time defending champion? Mm-hmm. So we played the 2-time defending champion. Very tight game, back and forth. They got an early lead. We chipped away at the 2nd round, chipped away at the 3rd round, and finally in the 4th round, we took the lead and held on to it. We prevailed, and we're very happy about it, and we celebrated afterwards. The ones that we have here are Kyle Mayer, we have Sophie, we have Jacob, we have Aubin, we have David, and we have Ibby. These are our returning players.
So the other nationals was Jacob Partridge, Ryan Kim, and Stephen Dew, and Albert. And Albert. And Albert Shue was there too, yeah. And so he was not at the tournament, but he's part of our team. So that was the team members.
In the month before, we just we practiced a whole lot, like after school, and we had like 2 practices a week, kind of a study session and then a practice. And even as school was winding down and usually practice ends, we just kept going on practicing really hard. I and a lot of the other teammates were pretty confident that we'd do pretty well, not necessarily win, but we thought we had a pretty good shot. Well, the questions were harder than like the regionals, and there was a lot of different kind of diverse kind of questions. Like they had like video questions, and like they played music, but the level of competition was very high. Some teams we got by easier than others, and some teams we barely got by. And that one team we lost to, and then we barely got by later. They were very good. And then the final team, the defending champions, they were extremely good, and we got down to a big deficit in that game. We had to overcome that. And then as we were coming to the finish, I could feel that there's just momentum that we had propelling us to the lead and to win the game.
I think it came in waves, as they say. Like at first it was kind of shock, and then it kind of set in. I wasn't really taken aback, like, oh my gosh, we're at nationals or anything. It's kind of just like another tournament, kind of at a rinky-dinky hotel with like
I mean, you know, listening to We Are the Champions for 10 hours on the
I remember pulling up into the Woodland parking lot, rolling down our windows, and blasting We Are the Champions in front of parents.
Yeah. So after our win last year, and they told us that since we're the defending national champions, we would automatically be qualified for nationals this year. So we've been preparing and planning and fundraising all year long this year to go and actually travel to Washington, D.C. this year and defend our national championship. And so we are making plans and preparations. We've been doing fundraising, including one of the things that we're working on tonight even, to help them get the funds necessary for us to do our travel. Right now, our estimated cost for the trip is going to be about $9,000. So throughout the year, we've done lots and lots of different fundraising. We've got business donations from different businesses to help us. The school has been helping us as well with some different things. We still have a ways to go, but we are cutting it away little bit by little bit to be able to give these kids the opportunity to compete and defend their title.